Shalom, 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 shalom. I'm gonna wait for some brothers and some sisters to get on the live just to see if y'all can hear me. Let's give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ, right? And of course, want to give double honors, right? That the Most High put a spirit in the men and the elders to pave the way, right? Bring forth the sincere milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies of the Most High. Bring forth 100% of the Lord's doctrine to the best of their ability. Of course, we're going to start with Elder Tahar on down, the other apostles and elders and captains, bishops, deacons, soldiers, right? Whoever been putting their hands to the plow, right? Being diligent, right? Lord willing, the Most High could continue to keep pushing the hopeful elect, whoever is scattered abroad on the highways and byways and doing sit downs to the best of their ability to feed the flock. And definitely want to give a shalom and encouragement for the wives and the single sisters that's playing their role in trying to promote being a submissive and loving silent wife, right? Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the ministry, right? Let me just, okay, right? Might as well just get right into it. Bear with me real quick. Uh, Hold on real quick, y'all. I'm just testing to see if I can hear because I want to make sure y'all can hear me. I'm just testing to see if I can hear because yeah, I can hear. I can hear. I can hear. Okay, okay. Let me make sure everything else is copacetic. I can hear because yeah, I can hear. I can hear. I can hear. Right. Okay, okay. The lesson we going over, Salaki, right? Hold on. Bear with me real quick, Israel. I got to make sure everything is set. Okay. Okay, so this lesson we going into, the potter is really in control, not the white man. You know, because a brother had hit me up. You know what I'm saying? He kind of understand the Bible. He trying to get in there, but he feel, you know, you know, all these elites is just doing whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? But it's really the Lord. The Lord is really under control under our oppressors, man. Right? It's really the Lord that's running everything, right? So we're gonna go. We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off in Ezekiel. I'm just trying to find it. See somebody comment. Oh, Moss. Oh, Shalom King. He said, who's the potter? The potter would be Hamashiach Yahushai. When you go to Ephesians, I even gotta go to that real quick. Ephesians, the 3rd chapter, verse 9. It says, and to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world have been hid in God, who created all things by Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. The Lord made all things by Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? He made all things by the hands of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? We're gonna go to Ezekiel the 18th chapter, verse 29. Yet saith the house of Israel, the way of Yahweh Bashem Shai is not equal. O house of Israel, are not my ways equal, and are not your ways equal? If we was to really break this thing down, really break it down in a nutshell, our ways is not equal compared to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Our ways is not equal, but the Lord ways is equal. His punishments is equal, right? His punishment is right, right, right. So I don't ever know why it's supposed to be. I don't know why that's right there. Hold on, y'all. I got a mistake over here. I'm trying to get this scripture. We're gonna go to Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 17. Yet the children of thy people say, the way of Yahweh is not equal, right? And we saying that in today's time, man. We say the ways of the Lord is not equal, man. Let alone we want to feel if we chosen, why would the Lord make these other nations, man? Why won't the Lord just make life easier for us? Right? If that's the case, why can't the Lord just say in scriptures, keep my commandments? Why would he just switch the Bible in the New Testament and he ain't talking about commandments? He ain't really talking about polygyny. He ain't really making things plain, right? We want the Lord to really actually teach us plainly, right? It says when the actually we got, let's go to I believe is Romans the 9th chapter, right? This verse 14, it says, what shall we say then? This is Romans the 9th chapter, verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid, right? The Lord is Yahweh Bashem Shai is the potter. We are the clay. The Lord is righteous how he made us, man. Everybody plays a role in his ministry. However, the Lord mold you to play in his story, you got to accept it, man, right? Verse 15, it says, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So the Lord created 2/3, right, to be consumed. The Lord created these other nations just to be our oppressors, and then later on serve in servitude. The Lord created them for that. So if anybody got a problem with servitude, captivity, being at the bottom, you got a problem with the way the white race, the Lord set up kings and removed kings. You got to take that up with the Lord. Go to Daniel the 2nd chapter, which I bring out fluently, right? We could start at, I'll start at, because this is Daniel trying to break down the vision of Nebuchadnezzar. So I'm gonna start at verse 19. It says, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. Yeah, I'm gonna just say a sidebar. From now on, I really want to say, I want to start doing that in my own, man. Thanking the Lord for allowing me to be in this truth, man. His wisdom endure forever. His mercy endure forever, man. Right? His ways and his judgment is pure. Man, it's beautiful that the Lord put you in this truth. Hey, the Lord might put a spirit on you to be actually lazy, man. You might not have that thrill to want to go teach, man. The Lord is so merciful and he's compassionate, right? It says, and he changeth the times and the seasons. Yo, today was warm as hell. It was it was warm. We're in winter right now. It kind of felt like it was at least 50 something, close to 60, maybe a little bit lesser, but it was a very nice day. The Lord changed the times and the seasons, not Esau. Let alone you see in scriptures that they changed the times and the season. It's still the Lord because the Lord put a spirit on them to do that. Because them changing the times and the seasons is going to cause confusion, right? Just like when this one homeless dude was breaking down communism, right? In order to have rulers, right, and have poor, you have to have a boundary of rich, poor, middle class. If everybody was all rich, this whole economy would go bankrupt. Just like man Musa, at that time was the wealthiest man in the world. He went to Egypt and gave every time when a poor person was talking to him, he gave him a brick of gold, not a coin. He gave him a brick, and he made Egypt bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? You need a place with poor people. A lot of people want shit easy. The ministry is easy, but this narrow path is hard to do because a lot of us is not moving in the spirit. A lot of us, we fall off the faith, right? He removeth kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. Right? All praises be to the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai that he's allowing us to be able to see things clear. The Lord set up kings and removed kings. We were kings and he set us up as the tail. When you go to I think Deuteronomy the 28th chapter verse 44, right? Y'all can ask questions too or drop precepts if required, right? Deuteronomy the 28th chapter verse 44, uh he shall lend to thee and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail, right? They're gonna be the head, right? Right? They're gonna be our enemies is going to be the head. We're gonna be the tail. Somebody said, oh, Moses, he said they not the head of me. Well, the way the Lord set it up, look, we can read it again. Deuteronomy 28, verse 44. He says, I'm gonna read verse 43. It says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. You got to really think. Esau really lends to us. We don't lend to him because all your money comes from him. You know what I'm saying? So he is the head. He is the head. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't lend to him. We don't lend to him. You feel me? When you go down to verse 48, it say, therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee. So the Lord created them. So the Lord is the potter. Because what did he say? He said, thou shalt serve thy enemy, which Yahweh shall send against thee. So the Lord created your enemies that later on, he's going to send you in the hands of your enemies. And you're going to have to serve them, right? He says, and shall sin against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. In a one of all things, he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, and until he have destroyed thee. So the Lord created these enemies to put you in hard bondage, right? When you look at the 68th chapter, the Judah, the southern kingdom, they came here on ships, right? To serve in servitude. So Lord willing, just off of those scriptures, you actually can understand it, right? You can actually get it, right? Let's go to Lord willing, you got that. Okay, con. Okay, so back to Ezekiel 33, verse 19. I'm gonna start at 18. It says, when the righteous turneth from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, he shall die thereby. Right. So if you want to be if you in this truth in this ministry and your ass turning back like Lot's wife, this is not the time to turn back. You will die. So you turning around to your death. That's why you gotta walk in this truth spiritually. So when you turn away from this ministry, you gotta be thinking like, you know what? Me turning around, I'm gonna reap something this way. Because anything you sow, you sow the back towards the Lord, you're gonna reap that back. And it says, verse 20, it says, 19, it says, but if the wicked turn from his wickedness and do that which is lawful and right, he shall live thereby. That's why it even say when a sinner repents, the angels rejoice, right? So look, man, if you are doing unrighteous deeds, if you are not right with the Lord and you make a decision to turn back, that means actions. Keeping trying to rehearse the righteous acts in the laws to the best of your ability and walking in faith, picking up your shield of faith. I believe that's Ephesians the 6th chapter, verse 15 or 16, right? It says, verse 20, it says, yet ye say the way of Yahweh Bashem Shai is not equal. O ye house of Israel, I will judge you every one after his ways. So nobody is gonna be able to slide home without being judged, man. You're gonna reap what you sow. A lot of us do not give a damn what we planting in front of the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. This is why we're in slavery, right? Brothers, y'all might look at me over there. Y'all could come over and hear the word. Y'all might look at me and think, yo, what is this brother on, man? We gotta come out and cry against this place, man. Let me get that. I think it's Isaiah 63, right? Isaiah 63. Let's see. Isaiah 63. I forgot which one is it. It said um let me see. Um yeah, here we go. This is Ezekiel the 35th chapter, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, right? Even more when you prophesy things that are of righteousness, right? Like when you go to Sirach, I believe Ecclesiasticus, right? Let alone, even though this is going towards your children, right? How even more when you do it, right? What is it? Isn't it 33? Uh, A wise man hateth not the law, a man of understanding trust in the law. Um, I forgot which one it is. Is it 30? I think it's 30 and 3. Oh yeah, right here. This is Sirach, the 30th chapter, verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. Before his friends, he shall rejoice of him. Right? Now, a lot of us a lot of us didn't get taught by our fathers, right? But through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he poured the spirit upon probably somebody else or put a little spirit on you to go search knowledge and you were somehow fed, right? And every time a man of the Lord, right, especially a black Latino and native, when he's actually training, right, preparing himself, when he's actually cleaving to the words of the Lord, you grieve the enemy through the spirit, man, let alone your children, right? And when you come in this truth, you become a child. So us just talking about, if everybody can like watch the live in an aspect like, damn, the Lord is the potter, I'm the clay, right? If you watch the go on YouTube and watch um a potter mold a plate with clay and see how he molds. And you have to look at the orchestration, how the Lord made Adam. But then you got to look at the orchestration of how the Lord made different nations. The same thought of how he wanted to make Yahushua, how he wanted to make the angels, how he really made the elite, how he really made the government, like whoever the government is, through the spirit, they're moving a certain way in this world right now. The Lord made them a certain way. So you want to know how the Lord conducts business, right? And the only way you could do that is by go searching him, seeking his face, because the Lord said, my thoughts are not your thoughts. How high heaven is how high my thoughts is. So I want to get in my bag to understand the potter. Instead of me asking why did he, why, even though I should ask why he make me, you go right in the scripture, you understand, to come out here to bring out the good news, right? Let's go to, this is Jeremiah, the 18th chapter, and I'm going to read it in NLT. It's plain in the KJV, but let's read from verse 1 to 6, right? It says, Yahweh gave another message to Jeremiah. He said, go down to the potter's shop, and I will speak to you there. So I did as he told me and found the potter working at his will. For the jar he was making did not turn out as he had hoped. So he crushed it into a lump of clay again and started over. Yo, and that's another thing. When we come back here for judgment, the Lord is remolding you. He's allowing your spirit to come back. Yes, you're having a new flesh, and he's bringing you back so that, guess what? You can work out your judgment and hear his calling and work on your own salvation with fear and trembling so you can get back on the right path, right? Everything, yo, let alone talking about the downfall of Esau. The best thing in the ministry is talking about you getting back to being a king, you getting back to being a daughter of Zion, you getting back to being a prophet, a bishop, and a deacon, you getting back to showing people to put your life on the line for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? It's all about being a reflection of the light, which is Hamashiach Yahushai, right? It says, then Yahweh gave me this message. Oh, Israel, can I not do to you as this potter has done to his clay? As the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, man. We are in the Lord's hand. He could do whatever he want with us. That's why some of Israel might come out looking like midgets. Or you might come out, you might grow up and look obese. The Lord is showing, especially if you ain't taking care of your health, you got to think how your spirit is. A lot of us ain't taking care of ourselves spiritually. You got a lot of women that's full of depression or jealousy, worrying about a whole nother woman. The Lord molds you that way because that's probably a problem you got to deal with. And the Lord is putting you through experience. If you dealing with depression, the Lord puts you through that so you can deal with the experience, so you could get out of jealousy, so you can get out of depression. It's just the experience of endurance. Because as soon as you come over, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be stronger than what's that metal? Titanium, the joint in Black Panther. You're going to be stronger than that, man. Every time when the Lord increase you, you become stronger than whatever material you left behind, right? This is another reason, like this is another thing too. Say if you leave the truth and you keep trying to come back to the truth. You leave the truth and you keep coming back. If you don't pay attention to the damn signs, the Lord say it's better if you didn't know righteousness. If you keep trying to come back to the truth, you leave the truth, you come back, it's a fucking spirit. The spirit is trying to pull you back to where you belong. This is your home. The truth is your home. The schoolmaster is your way to move. Anytime it got you looking in scriptures, watching somebody teach you like, yo, that's something interesting. That's the spirit, but you niggas is not trying to listen. This is what clay do. The clay is like, yo, potter, what am I to do, man? Should I smoke the weed or not? Then the Lord show you signs not to smoke, and you just fuck the signs. Man, I'm about to smoke, man. We got to stop trying to take matters in our own hands and just shut up and listen. This is Isaiah. I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 9. I'm gonna read the KJV and the CSB. It says, "Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the Pashard strive with the Pashard of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, What maketh thou or thy work? He have no hands." In the CSB, it say, "Woe, woe means destruction to the one who argues with his maker." You know, a lot of you niggas is arguing with your maker, right? One clay pot among many. Does clay say to the one forming it, What are you making? Or does your work say he has no hands? This is what we do. What are you making? And this is another thing. Say when your body just want to hear the word, let alone you go into church. Say if you go into church and you think you're trying to hear the word. I'm just saying, because I've been in Christianity, right? And now I understand all those times you was in Christianity, you hearing the word hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. While you was hearing it, your spirit was trying to get you to cleave to truth. But you just, you had your family, people around you kept pulling you to falsehood. But it's a reason why that motion is happening. But us being young and the leaders around us is not teaching us enough. We don't understand what we receive. That's why when you were young in church, you wasn't paying it to you listening, but you ain't learning shit. So you just in there and you just in there. But the spirit kept bringing you back and not knowing. And look where we at. Now brothers is in the ministry teaching the scriptures different than what they were taught. So then you got to look at yourself. What was they teaching in church? Was this bullshit? All you got to do is go over the scriptures they be bringing in the church. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is always trying to speak to us, man. Every time. We just don't answer it. That's why Yahweh Shai say, he gonna knock on the door and try to sup with you. Every time you read it, that's Yahweh Shai supping with you. Unless you're getting the understanding, because Yahweh Shai wants you to have the understanding of his ministry. That's why he's going to constantly feed you, right? I seen a lesson on YouTube. I wanted to get to it. I didn't watch that lesson. I did something else. Then I'm scrolling on my phone. Guess what? I ignored what the spirit was trying to tell me to watch that video. Then my wife sent me a video. That is the spirit trying to get me to feed, man. Right? Let's see. Somebody said something. Oh, Shalom. Yahweh Shem Bashar Brakatham, King. Right? I believe that's Bashar, right? I'm gonna read it again and say, woe to the one who argued with his maker. One clay pot among many. Does clay say to the one forming it, What are you making? Or does your work say he has no hands? A lot of us is constantly asking the Potter questions, man. I'm trying to see what you drop down. Oh, Job 33. Let me go to that. He put Job 33. What verse you go to? 14 to 18. You want 14? Okay. This is Job chapter 33, verse 14 to 18. It says, Then he opened the ears of men and sealed their instruction, right? That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. Come on. He is chastened also with pain upon his bed. Oh no, con. But that first one, when he openeth the ears of man, he sealed their instructions, right? And what is the instructions? To do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's why I'm just saying the spirit that you got now and you cleaving the truth, you looking, you want to increase in knowledge, you want to understand. That is that spirit that the Lord put in you. Every time you looking for instruction, direction, prophecies, what is the mark of the beast? You constantly looking in the news in different places. You looking at what pastors is teaching. You looking at what other people is teaching just to see if they teaching truth or wrong. That is the spirit, man. The Lord is putting the spirit of instruction upon you, right? Because you want to increase, right? It says that he may withdraw man from his purpose, right? Guess what? I'm not trying to boast about me, but I wanted to do music. I wanted to dance. I wanted to perform. I was going to be on TV. But the Lord took me from my purpose. Because what purpose are we supposed to follow? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's why, because the Lord is the potter. He can take you from the purpose and the dream that you want, right? And put you into a better purpose, which is his, right? Right. That was a good precept, Malak, right? So we gonna go to Romans the 9th chapter, verse 20 and 21. If anybody got questions or precepts, I'm here. I see you. It say verse Romans 9 and 20. It say, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made thus? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Every time I pray, I always be telling the Lord, I don't know why you made me, because I am probably one of the worst servers you ever had. You know what I'm saying? And I could really relate to this, man. We the ones that really say, God, why you made me? Why you make me? And then don't even try to go follow up and go find it, because the scriptures is the blueprint. Jay-Z and KRS-One never had the blueprint. The real blueprint, I mean, KRS-One, he was definitely speaking about the blueprint, but the blueprint is the way of life. It shows you how to be a people. It shows you how to be a man, and it shows you how to be a woman. It shows you how to be a husband. It shows you how to be a wife. It shows you how to be a real teacher of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It shows you how to be sincere. It shows you the secret and mysteries that this world is hiding from you. It shows you your past. It shows you your future if you don't follow the Lord, man. Right? Verse 21, it says, have not the potter power over the clay, for the same length to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. So the Lord is going to make a potter for honor and make another potter for dishonor, right? Look, Yahushua, he was made for honor, let alone he was made to be despised, to be a stumbling block. But he is the chief cornerstone, right? After he got, went up to the Lord, guess what? He's getting his honor, let alone when you go to second Esdras, the second chapter, we're going to be exalted. We're going to be marveled at Hamashiach Yahweh putting a crown on us, right? We might even be dropping in tears, but you're going to have ones that's in dishonor, right? The Lord could probably be having you you're a crackhead, you homeless, being a foster kid. You might look at that like, damn, man, I'm dishonored. So the whole thing is about to really get, look, when you get in this ministry, the Lord is honoring you, man. If the Lord is giving you this ministry, the straight, true doctrine, he got you cleaving to the apostles and the elders, the Lord is honoring you, man. He's giving you the increase that you need. The biggest increase is not a six figure. The biggest increase is not a wife. Having a loving, silent wife is a good thing amongst all these other headaches, right? Before this wife, before this yielding husband, the Lord is going to give you the characteristics that he puts in these scriptures, right? That's why I just wanted to show you that anywhere you go in the eyes of the Lord, is going to always be somebody for honor and dishonor, because he made you. So when people say why the Lord made all these nations, is because it's going to have to be a nation that's for honor and a nation for dishonor. Ooh, that's smooth, right? This is Isaiah 64:8. But now, O Lord, thou art our Father. We are the clay, and thou art potter, Salaki. And we all are the work of thy hand. We are the works of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's hand. Nobody, look, brother, I see you smoking that cigarette over there. You are the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I was doing it too. I probably would have walked past you in my past. You got a short? You got another cigarette I could buy off of you? The Lord made us, but that don't mean that we could stay in this suit and be defined by things that don't pertain to the Lord. You got to always look at yourself and say, man, is this something worthy enough to be in the presence of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Is this how the Lord want me to move? If I got a headache as a wife, I got to evaluate how I'm moving. If I got a husband that's moving wicked, I still got to dwell with him. I got to evaluate how I'm moving because the Lord gave me him as a portion. Everything you do in life, you have to evaluate yourself in the spirit. I can't see myself in the spirit, but you can see the bullshit you doing, right? We are the clay. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the potter. You always want to look at yourself in the spirit, but niggas want to look in the mirror. Damn, I look good. But you don't got niggas really trying to work hard on their spirit. Right now, this is turn up year. If you don't see it, I'm trying to tell you, this is the turn up freaking year, man. It's a lot of stuff that been happening in America and outside of America, and we just started. It's not really 2023 yet, but this is about to be the turn up year, man. Let's go to this is Ecclesiasticus Sirach, the 33rd chapter. Let me see if anybody oh, my brother, okay, Bashar, he put a scripture up there. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna read what Bashar said. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man, man. This is the whole duty of man, man. You got to hear the whole conclusion from every topic, regardless if you accept it or not. That's why. This is another reason, regardless if you accept it or not. This is why I like the elders and the brothers of Great Millstone, because they go over everything. Things you be like, oh, hell no. Hell, wait, well, hold on. What this brother just say? Damn, I never seen it like that. Oh, man, damn. That was deep. They go over everything, man. Yo, the Lord is putting a spirit on everybody that they doing their thing. But yo, the Lord is putting a different spirit on these brothers that's going over everything. So you can understand everything in the scriptures, man. Right? That's why you want to hear the whole conclusion of everything in the scriptures, because the Lord comes in the whole volume of the book. Why not understand the whole volume of the book? So you'll be able to teach, as you can teach the understanding, dividing the word of truth, rightly dividing the word of truth, right? And you got to keep the commandments, right? You got to righteously rehearse the righteous acts and keep your shield of faith, because without faith it's impossible to please the Lord, and that's the duty of men. We're really workers for the Lord. That's why you don't want to just only labor for meat that perish, but you want to labor for the meat that's everlasting. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know. Like I try to tell my kids and people in my family and other people, everything in this world is to distract you, man. Right? Like we can eat, anybody can eat, but you could look at eating in a spiritual way, right? I'm eating physically, but spiritually am I eating? Okay, I'm gonna show you another way. You could work out your body, work that thing out, but is you working out spiritually? Ooh, yo, I'm thirsty. I want to drink. Nigga, you thirsty, but have you drunk that spiritual so you ain't gotta be, thirsty all the time? Ooh, that was crazy. You know what? I gotta wash up. Dude, have you washed up spiritually? It's like everything you always say is always something spiritual you can add on to it. You know what I'm saying? I might study a girl before I try to get with her. Have you studied wisdom? Studied Sophia? So you can hold her and never let her go? I'm telling you, anything you think that's in the world, try to look at it in the spiritual aspect, and it let you know in your life what weighs more, right? Beautiful precept, King, right? So let's go to Isaiah 29:16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing formed say of him that formed it, he had no understanding? Right? A lot of us is going to say God ain't got no understanding. This is why niggas is saying a woman is a God. Or you got some women saying they God. You have no understanding, right? This is why the clay has to stay in a damn position, right? This is Sirach, the 15th chapter, verse 11 to 20, right? It says, "Say not thou, it is through Yahweh that I fell away, for thou oughtest not to do the things that he hateth," right? So we do things that the Lord hateth. So the Lord is not the one that made us go away, right? You got to know the left hand side see your strongholds, and the left hand side is going to test you and tempt you just like they did Job. Nobody that is a Hebrew Israelite, you should never think you better than the next. You think you can't get touched either? You out your rabbit mind if you don't think the spirit can't touch you either, right? Everybody got to be tested because your faith. Some of us can be tested and quit. It says, "Say not thou, he have caused me to err, for he have no need of a sinful man." Right? The Lord has no need for a sinful man. So why would the Lord have you err? The Lord is just the Lord. He create whatever he create. He want to see you. He want to see what is your work? What is your worth? If I make a plate, I want to see if it can hold food. Can I eat on it? You know what I'm saying? Or if while I'm eating food is the joint breaking or getting brittle, and while I'm eating the food, I'm eating some of the clay. You know what I'm saying? Some of us is built way different. That the knowledge is out. Is you soaking it? Is you applying it? Some you could tell somebody in Hebrew, I know it already, but really in their heart they really don't. Right? It, 13 it says, Yahweh Shemashai hate of all abominations, and they that fear Yahweh love it not. So if you love the Lord, you're not gonna love pork, lobster, crab, or shrimp and homosexuality, right? He says his 7 things in Proverbs, the 6th chapter, 7 things that he hate, which are abomination. You're not gonna be prideful, right? You're gonna always work on these things. Anything that the Lord dislikes, you want to make sure that you're not a part of it. What kind of sense is that? That makes common sense, right? It says, he himself made man from the beginning and left him in the hands of his counsel. The Lord always left you in his counsel, but it's all about you because the Lord said, seek and I may be found. You have to want to seek the Lord to find him. A lot of us is not trying to find the Lord. We want to be found, right? It says, uh, if thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he have set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt, right? That fire of the spirit, man. The fire of the spirit, the word, right? This ministry, right? The Lord paved the way. What they say, Avatar, Earth, Wind, Fire. Any man or woman, you've been got that fire, you've been got that water, but have you been looking for it, right? The brother, right? Oh yeah, my brother Yarmaya, right? Have you been looking for that fire? Oh, he brought out Sirach, the 2nd chapter, verse 5, right? It says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity," right? The clay, that's the craziest thing. It said, "For gold is tried in the fire." Yo, guess what? Another thing, when clay, after you mold it, in order for it to dry and get its hard on, I mean, not its hard on, you know what I mean, for it to get its form, they put it in something like with heat. And what did it say? It said, for gold is tried in the fire. So whatever design you make and you put it in the fire is going to be tried, because after it dries, it's going to see if it holds, if it's going to keep its mold, right? And the Lord puts the ministry in you. That's why your mother and father, the truth is in them. It always been there, because your spirit is of the Lord. It's just your spirit has to desire these things. If your spirit don't desire the ministry of the Lord, you have to think the Lord probably created you with a dim light. He probably put in your spirit not to crave the things above. Right? Let me get that in Colossians. I think that's Colossians. Colossians, the third chapter, I think. Yeah. Right. This is Colossians, the third chapter, verse 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, right? Which Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. That's why you should be seeking Hamashiach Yahweh. You should be seeking Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Because in all those, anything you desire in your mind, you should take it up with him. I'm not about to go to neither one of my wives. I'm not about to go to my brother. I might ask my brother, yo, give me a prayer, man. Help me to build up my faith and my strength. But anything I want is going to come from the Lord. Yo, when I ask for more knowledge and understanding, the Lord answer it, because you know how? I might be talking to Bashar and I ask a question, and say if I'm like, yo, da, and then he bring out a precept to back what oh shoot, I just got the answer. Now I got another precept, and then we go somewhere, or Yarmayan, he hit me up and like, yo, the family, and we just do our regular talking, and out of nowhere, we have a conversation about a chapter, and then now the edification is coming out. Now the Lord helped me understand something. Sometimes you might have questions in your mind because you might not understand something, and the Lord might put you in a situation. You could be talking to your loved one or your friends or your brother, or you could be watching a live, and a brother can be bringing out the word, and then you get your answer, you get your understanding. You got to take it up with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He's the one that's going to give the increase. He's the one that's going to heal. He's the one that's going to protect. That's why praying, when my brother Yarmayan always say prayer, man, praying. If you did not pray, I don't care if it's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Did you pray? Y'all looking at me? Do y'all pray? I ain't trying to put nobody on the spotlight. I'm just saying, right? Praying is the best, the best power any Black, Latino, and Native got. Prayer is the #1 power you got, man. It says, set your affections on things above and not things on the earth. Even more. That's why I might be pushing people too hard to be to try to be studious, to try to be whoever has that spirit to do more for the Lord, do more for the Lord. And if you is, that's all because it's the Lord. When you set your affections on things above, some brothers might not be as studious. Maybe they want more confidence. The more they for that moment, they might set their affections on the Lord a little more. The Lord might give them more confidence. Brothers like, oh man, I wish I could go outside more. You set yourself like, you know what? I'm not going outside, I'm gonna just read every day. I'm reading. The Lord seeing you reading out of nowhere, you get the urge, I want to go out, and then you start going out. Or the Lord change the weather and make it warm, and he motivates you like, yo, get out. It's warm as hell outside. Some brothers and look, I'm in a cold area, and there's some brothers that like to teach. When the weather get warm, brothers like, nah, man, we got to go out. It's 60 degrees outside. That's the Lord putting that spirit in you because you were setting your affections on things above. Because any man that desires to prophesy, he's seeking the things above, because prophesy comes from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He the one that created the word. He the ones that created the breakdowns. So if you ever have a desire to prophesy, it's because you set your affections on things above, man. You want to love a silent woman, you set your things on above, and the Lord gave it to you. Yes, I got a gift. Yay! Right? Salaki, I had to get dramatical right there. My brother dropped St. John, the 6th chapter, verse 63. It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, man. The words that come out of this Bible, they are spirit and they are life. It's nothing else. Some people say it's just a story, but this story is a spirit. It has anything out of the scriptures. Because if Yahweh Shai says he come in the whole volume of the book, you have to know that these scriptures is real. They're living, right? Right? Shalom, Bashar, right? Let's go back to Sirach, the 15th chapter, verse 18. For the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Shai is great, and he is mighty in power, and beholdeth all things. And his eyes are upon them that fear him, right? So the Lord he got his eyes on the people that fear him. That's brothers that's really showing that they fear the Lord, or they trying to show themselves worthy on the Lord. The Lord is really, really watching your work. He's watching what you're doing. So if you losing confidence in one step, two step, three, four steps, the Lord is watching. Don't think that the Lord ain't watching. You're doing a good job, man. Just keep doing it, right? It says, and it says, and he knoweth every work of man. Come on. His eyes are upon them that fear him, and he knoweth every work of man, right? So it's nothing, even if you going off or if you is doing what he desires, the Lord, don't ever think the Lord ain't watching. 19, it says, he have commanded no man to do wickedly, right? He never commanded no man to do wickedly, neither have he given any man license to sin. Just because we're saved by grace, the Lord never gave a nigga license to sin. So that don't mean goodbye. Go smoke a blunt, brother. That don't mean get you 10 bitty girls. 10 bitty girls. Take them in a room and get busy. Goodbye. Goodbye. That don't mean goodbye. That don't mean you love the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And just say, you know what? I'ma just be a good brother. Right? You know what I'm saying? That don't mean just go eat pork. That's because I'm saved by grace. Let me go eat a BLT with double bacon. Let me go have a real boil. Let me get double the crab. No, he never gave us license to sin. He didn't give you a driver's license to sin, my brother and sisters. That's why we should yield to what the potter has to say, right? I'm looking for another scripture. Right. I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 15th chapter. Moses' law said, I don't eat pork or crab. Oh, you don't eat pork or crab? All praises. Wait, do you eat if you don't eat crab, do you eat lobster? Because I didn't see you say lobster. So I'm gonna read a little bit of Wisdom of Solomon, the 15th chapter, because we're dealing with the potter, right? And you gotta know it's evil potters too. Evil potters made freaking Caesar Borgia, made him Jesus Christ. You got Osiris, Isis, right? Horus. Those is was made by a potter. Somebody made those, right? Made those guys up. Zeus, Hades, Hercules. Those is made up clay, right? So let's get into it. Wisdom of Solomon, the 15th chapter, verse 1. It says, but thou, O God, art gracious and true, long suffering and mercy, ordering all things, right? When it comes with dealing with the Lord, it comes with long suffering, right? For if we sin, we are thine, knowing thy power, but we will not sin, knowing that we are counted thy. For to know thee is perfect righteousness. So to know Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is perfect righteousness. What's the only way you can know the Lord? By seeking his face continually. You can't just come out of your mother Karuchi and just know the Lord, right? Or unless the Lord put a spirit in you like he did John the Baptist, or like he did Yahushua when they was born. You already had the Holy Ghost in you, right? Verse 3, it says, for we know thee is perfect righteousness. Yeah, to know thy power is the root of immortality. To know thy power is the root of immortality. That's I like that. So to know the Lord's power, is the root. It is the root of immortality. You knowing the power of the Lord. That's an interesting thing. Sorry, y'all. Sorry for that. Next verse. For neither did mischievous inventions of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, like the Caesar Borgia. Just like it's this one thing that went around on Facebook where every nation has their own God except for the Black Latinos and natives, right? It says diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight thereof entices fools to lust after it, right? To covet it, right? And so they desire the form of a dead image that had no breath. If the clay is desiring something with no breath, you have to know our potter that designed us, he has breath. He the one that gave you breath, right? It says both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. You have to know if we desire Yahweh Shem Shai, that's a good thing. If we worship Yahweh Shem Shai, that's a good thing. And worship, in another word, is to obey. That is a good thing, right? If we love the Lord, which love means to keep my commandments, basically do them, that is a good thing. But if we love idols, what these wicked potters make, we love evil things, right? Let's keep going because the next verses is dealing with the folly of the idol maker. So this is dealing with the potter. This is dealing with an evil potter. Yahweh Shem Shai is a righteous potter. He's the Alpha and Omega potter. He's the end all be all potter. He's the good and terrible potter. He's the man of war potter. But this is the wicked potter. Let's see. It says, for the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioned every vessel with much labor of our service. Yea, of the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise also all such as serve to contrary, but is the use of neither of either sort. The potter himself is the judge. See? Yahweh Shem Shai is the judge. He is the executioner, right? In employing his labors lewdly, he maketh, Salaki, okay. He, Salaki, where we at? Okay, but he maketh, Salaki, in employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain God of the same clay. Even he, which a little before was made of earth himself, and within a little while after returneth to the same, out of the which he was taken when his life which was lent to him shall be demanded. Notwithstanding, his care is not that he shall have much labor, nor that his life is short, but strive to excel goldsmith, silversmith, and dowerth to do like the workers in brass, and counteth it his glory to make counterfeit things. Right? The wicked potter, he makes counterfeit things. If like Caesar Borgia, he's a counterfeit. What is a counterfeit $100 bill? It's fake, has no value. And if you really look at real money, like real dollar bills, it really is counterfeit. It's paper. It really don't have no value with real gold and silver, if you want to be technical, right? Esau created something foolish for you to think you got money. Niggas is out here saying they rich with paper, with no assets. Niggas got $100 million of paper. Niggas say, pay me in cash. You leave, if you win at roulette, right? Say if you drop $5,000 on roulette. So 5,000 times 35, I think you get, I think it's 13,500. So you're gonna have $13,500 in paper. If we was to look at paper technically, that don't have no worth compared to silver and gold. It's counterfeit. It says his heart in ashes and his hope is more veiled than earth, and his life of less value than clay. For as much as he knew not his maker, and him that inspired into him an active soul and breathe in a living spirit, but they counted our life a past time And our time here is marked for gain. For say they, we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means. For this man that the earthly matter maketh brittle vessels and graven images, knoweth himself to offend above all others, right? So you got to know the things that is made by an unrighteous potter, right? Unbelief you got a lot of people that's believing in gods that's not real. They wasn't here from the beginning, right? When you go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, let's see. It said, right. When you look at Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, verse 12, it says the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. In the invention of them, the corruption of life. So idols, anything that's away from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, if it's on the opposite side of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, that is the beginning of spiritual fornication, right? Because the Lord is the only be all end all, right? Let me get these last few scriptures, right? This is Jeremiah, back to Jeremiah, the 18th chapter, verse 7 to 12. It says, if I announce that a certain nation or kingdom is to be uprooted, torn down, and destroyed, you got to know who was plucked up. Israel was plucked up. We not plucked out of the hands of the Lord, but we were plucked out of rulership. We were torn down and destroyed as a nation. But then that nation renounced its evil ways. I will not destroy it as I had planned. So a lot of Israel, the few, they're going to acknowledge their sins and their faults. That's why 2/3 of our brothers and sisters are going to be killed, because we're going to start to acknowledge our ways. We're going to start trying to remember the good and the miraculous ways, miraculous miracles and signs that the Lord has done from aforetime and what he's doing now, right? It says, and if I announce that I will plant and build up a certain nation and kingdom, which the Lord is building up a certain nation through the apostles, man. Because Ephesians 2 and 20, the Lord built the foundations under the apostles and the prophets. So if you are teaching the doctrine and the ministry of the apostles and the prophets, and then getting the understanding from the apostles of right now, and they're clearing it out, because we're in a time where all this knowledge is, we're going to understand it now, because we're living in a time of these prophecies being fulfilled, right? It says, but then that nation turns to evil and refuse to obey me. I will not bless it as I said I would, right? This is why we're not getting blessed right now, right? Days is moving fast, but brothers like, man, dude, man, yo, every day is a new thing with Esau. It's another terrible thing they doing. It's some other bullshit. They doing this, then another nation doing this. I want to get out of here. I want y'all to get out of here, but it's not going to ever, we ain't going to never get out of here if Israel is not desiring Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? It says, therefore, Jeremiah, go and warn all Judah and Jerusalem. Say to them, this is what Yahweh says. I am planning disaster for you instead of good. So turn from your evil ways, each of you, and do what is right. The Lord is going to kill 2/3 of us. I don't know how we not getting in our thick head. Man, I heard somebody say that. I'm like, what? The Lord gonna kill us? Is we gonna remember any of it? Man, dude, you gonna be reborn. You ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know about getting changed. You gonna have to hear that story in the kingdom. And to know that we get to wake up in this captivity and kind of serve the Lord to get, to get a chance to make it through the fire and be able to walk in the kingdom and be able to have stories to tell your children's children. That would be a beautiful thing to do, right? It says, but the people replied, don't waste your breath. We will continue to live as we want to, stubbornly following our own evil desires. See, that's, excuse my language, that's fucking Jake for you, man. Save your breath, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is what they say to the prophets. This is what they say to the men that's going out to the highways and byways and doing sit downs. Yo, man, hold your breath, Bashar. Hold your breath, man. I don't want to hear your video. I don't want to see this shit. I'm not about to go on your YouTube, like, comment, and share. I don't want to hear that. But show me some ass. Show me some naked women. I'll holler at you. Let me smoke some weed, man. I don't want to hear that goody goody like Biggie Smalls. I don't want to be in heaven with the goody goody. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that truth. I want to see some fighting. I want to see women butt naked, man. Man, what are thoughts at? Niggas don't want to hear about what Yahweh Shem Yahushai say. They still want to be deceived. They want us to teach deceit, right? And this whole point was to let, especially that brother that said the Lord don't control his life, you know, and for the other people that believe in free will, right? If you have free will, the Lord wouldn't orchestrate how your life is moving. If you out here a crackhead, the Lord made you to be that, man. He sent you back here just to be that crackhead, right? Because a lot of us is crackheads for this world, man. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying, you know, for all the brothers and sisters that came on the live, or in the brothers and sisters that either ask questions or drop precepts, man. The water. Call Allah Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the most high God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. And you know, I come out, me and my brothers, we come out here week in and week out to teach the blacks and Latinos and natives that they God chosen people. I had to say it loud because there was some people walking past, let alone Tom and Bob and Bill, whoever the hell that was. And they kept looking at me. So I had to be bold and loud. But if I could do it, you could do it. If you could do it, I damn sure could do it. Please definitely like, comment, and share the live, you know, so we can bring have more people getting edified through the spirit. And with that, Shalom Israel. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.